Welcome back to CARAHCAST, the podcast from CARASoft, the trusted government IT solutions provider. Subscribe to get the latest technology updates in the public sector. I'm Anthony Jimenez, your host from the CARASoft production team. On behalf of Atlassian, we would like to welcome you to today's podcast, focused around Atlassian's Jira Service Management. Aaron Phillips, Director of Product Marketing, and Kirk Schultz, Atlassian consultant at ISOS Technology, will discuss how Atlassian's Jira Service Management can revolutionize the way your federal agency operates.
Welcome, Kirk. So excited to have you. To kick things off, could you introduce yourself and share a little bit about your background experience and your current role at ISOS?
Sure. I've been working in the Atlassian ecosystem since I think 2018. I've been working here at ISOS for 2.5 years now. I was previously at Defense Media Activity in Fort Meade, Maryland. Prior to that, I was active duty Air Force for 4 years and reserves for 1 year. My current role at ISOS is an Atlassian engineer, primarily scoped for JSM, Jira Service Management, and I'm also the asset management subject matter expert.
Which is a big and growing part of all of our ITSM and ESM consulting engagements. I feel like you can't do anything in JSM without assets anymore. So, for our listeners who might not be familiar, can you explain what Atlassian Jira Service Management, also known as JSM, is and why it's particularly beneficial for federal environments?
JSM is Atlassian's solution for a robust ticketing slash service delivery system. To go into a little bit more detail, it's Atlassian's primary ITSM solution, and that's delivering service management practices like service requests, incident and problem management, change requests, change management, that type of stuff, and of course asset management, my favorite, as well as configuration management. In terms of like how it relates to federal practices, it's really flexible. You can do a bunch of configurations with it. And a very important thing for federal is change enablement.
There's like so many different types of service delivery that have to happen within government, federal, DoD agencies, all the different customers, quote unquote, that the government has to serve. So, how does JSM enable federal agencies to deliver better service management experiences?
So I've got the perfect example. This is something that I worked on with my previous client. We utilized asset management as well as JSM and Jira Server for the Kanban boards and all that to create a robust in and out processing system. This was done for a host of individuals, military, contractors, and civilians, all working within the federal space. When I was in the military, and I'm pretty sure they still do it this way, in and out processing was all done by paper. And I mean, I can tell you it's a big pain. It's a time sink. You've got to go from one office to the other, got to get all your wet signatures and everything. How we did it for our Air Force client is, like I said, we tied in all of, Jira, JSM, as well as assets. So they would come in, their sponsor, who would be, someone who's already been in that unit or that area for a while. They know kind of where everything is. They walk these folks through. We've made it to where it's a whole lot easier. So they'll come in, their sponsor will say, hey, here's your in processing checklist, and it's all on Jira. You don't have to walk to someone else's office, with the exception of handing in your orders. That still has to be done in person. But everything from getting your account, your Active Directory or your Atlassian account spun up, all the way up to training and security and all that was all done on Jira. And we tracked it all on this robust checklist that we made virtual. And every change that was made, we ported that over to the assets database that we had. So, let's say your first day, you don't have a duty title yet, you're just getting started. By the time you're done in processing, let's say you start on Monday, now it's Friday, you've got your duty title, your rank, and all of that is in the system. So you can pull up assets and you can see the person's entire personnel profile. And you can also add in skills, the team that they're on, stuff like that. So that was one of the best examples I have to where we've really helped improve the federal practice.